Mary Magdalene is a central figure in the New Testament of the Bible. She is best known for her devotion to Jesus Christ and her role as an early witness to the resurrection. According to the Gospels, Mary Magdalene was a faithful follower of Jesus, who was healed by him of 7 demons, Luke 8-2. She accompanied Jesus during his ministry, was present at his crucifixion, and was the first person to see him after his resurrection, as narrated in John 20:1-18 and Mark 16:9-11. His role was crucial in conveying the message of the resurrection to the disciples. There are no biblical or historical records that associate Mary Magdalene with swimming or any water-related event. His role was crucial in conveying the message of the resurrection to the disciples. Mary Magdalene is named after her hometown of Magdala, a prosperous fishing town on the western coast of the Sea of Galilee. The name Magdalene derives from Magdala. Mary Magdalene is mentioned in all 4 canonical Gospels. She was healed by Jesus of 7 demons, an expression that may symbolize healing from a serious illness. After her healing, Mary Magdalene became one of Jesus' most dedicated followers, supporting his ministry with her own resources. Mary Magdalene is one of the few figures present at the crucial moments of Jesus' crucifixion and burial. In the Gospels of Matthew, Mark and John, she's mentioned as being at the foot of the cross, witnessing the death of Jesus. After the crucifixion, she went to Jesus' tomb to anoint his body with spices. However, upon arriving, he found the stone removed and the tomb empty. According to the Gospel of John 20:1-18, Mary Magdalene was the first to see the resurrected Jesus. She initially didn't recognize him, thinking he was the gardener, but upon hearing his name, she recognized him and was tasked by Jesus to announce his resurrection to the disciples. Over the centuries, Mary Magdalene has been the subject of many interpretations and traditions. In some Christian traditions, she has been misidentified as the sinful woman who anointed the feet of Jesus, and as Mary of Bethany, the sister of Martha and Lazarus. These identifications, however, have no solid basis in biblical texts. Deliverance from demons. Mary Magdalene is mentioned as a woman from whom Jesus cast 7 demons, Luke 8-2. This event marks the beginning of his close relationship with Jesus and his ministry. After her release, Mary Magdalene became a devoted follower of Jesus. She, along with other women, supported Jesus and his disciples with their own resources. Luke 8-3. Although not much is known about her life after Jesus' ascension, Mary Magdalene is a central figure in the Gospels, symbolizing the transformation and hope that Jesus' message brought to the world. His dedication and role as the first witness to the resurrection are key elements of his legacy. Recognition as a saint. Initially, the Church recognized his sanctity. She was called the Apostle of the Apostles because she was the first to attest to the resurrection of Christ. Mary Magdalene is an example of conversion, healing, fidelity, and eternal love for the Lord Jesus. Mary Magdalene is, in fact, an inspiring example of faith and transformation. His courage and devotion to Jesus are remarkable. Not only did she witness the pivotal events in the life of Christ, but she was also the first to proclaim the resurrection. His story reminds us of the importance of following Jesus with a sincere heart and of remaining faithful even in the most challenging circumstances. Mary Magdalene is often portrayed as a penitent, holding a pot of myrrh ointment. She is also called myrrhiphora, which means myrrh-bearer. This refers to the time she took myrrh to anoint Jesus' body after the crucifixion. Misconception about prostitution. Unfortunately, popular tradition has mistakenly associated it with prostitution. This confusion began when Pope Gregory I conflated Mary Magdalene with other women mentioned in the Gospels, creating a distorted image. One of the most famous legends about Mary Magdalene comes from the Golden Legend. According to the Golden Legend, Mary Magdalene, after the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus, embarked on a spiritual journey. Mary Magdalene would have traveled with John and Mary, mother of Jesus, to Ephesus, in Asia Minor. There, she continued to preach and testify about the life and teachings of Christ. A variation of the legend suggests that Mary Magdalene was betrothed to the Apostle John. This connection symbolizes his closeness to the disciples and his importance in the early Christian community. Legend states that Mary Magdalene died in Ephesus and was buried there. His tomb became a place of pilgrimage and devotion. His tomb became a place of pilgrimage and devotion to Christ. There are several churches dedicated to St. Mary Magdalene in different parts of the world. Here are some of them. Church of Santa Maria Madalena in Lisbon, Portugal. Founded after the Christian reconquest of Lisbon. This church dates back to 1164. Santa Maria Maddalena in Rome, Italy. Cologne. Also known as La Maddalena. This church is located on Via della Maddalena. Church of Santa Maria Maddalena on Pico Island, Azores. Cologne. Built in the 17th century. It features a 19th century revivalist facade. Thank you for following us. Our mission is to keep you informed of biblical stories,